Alright guys, welcome back to our third tutorial on learning Python. Okay, in this tutorial I'll go over how to write Python code and jump into coding. So to do this, after you've downloaded your Python and installed it on your computer, all you need to do is make a new text file, open new text document, click on it, go to file, save as, and then you can name it whatever you want. So I'm just simply going to name it Python 1. And you have to give it the .py extension. Basically this tells the computer it is a Python code and treat it differently, not like a .txt file, which is a normal text document. Basically any Python program you write from now on will have the .py extension to tell the computer that it is a Python program. .py, and hit save. Okay, once you do that, this new Python icon show up right here, and basically this is a program. Okay, we don't need this anymore. We can delete it and click on it. Open with. Sometimes it'll give you the option to open with Notepad. You can open with Notepad and write Python code, but for now it doesn't show it right here, so we can open it with idle. Basically idle get installed with Python, which is like a text editor, like you can write Python in it and all that. Okay, so we got it all right here. Now in here you can write all your Python code. Before we do that, I have to tell you, I have to teach you about data types. What are data types in Python? So let me pull this. In computer science and computer programming, a data type, or simply data type, is a classification of data which tells a compiler or interpreter how the program intends to use the data. Most programming languages support various types of data, for example, real, integer, and booleans. Okay, so basically what it's saying is all programming language has data types. What are data types? Data types are like data. We can use it to write programs. Like you can think of it like when you make a sentence in English grammar, you have to have like a verb, subject, and a pronoun to make a full sentence. Like in computer programming, data type is the same. It's like you have to have integer, float, strings to make your program. So let me introduce you to the first data type. First one is integer. Integer. And what is an integer? Integer is basically any number, any normal number, real number that does not include decimal points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, all these are integers, and you have to separate it. Every number you have to separate by. Alright, and then the second one is float. Float. What is a float? Float is the opposite of an integer. It is any number that includes a decimal point. So any number that has a decimal point like 2.3, that's a float. That's type float. Data type float. Okay. 4.7 for example, that is float. Okay. And for the third data type, it's a string. Okay, what is a string? Basically a string is any piece of text inside a single or double quotes. Okay, so double quotes, hello, this is a string. This is called a string data type because it's inside a double quote. Also we can use a single quotes. Python treat it all the same. Hello. And you cannot use double and single quote on one time. Like, you cannot do this. You can't do this. Either two of them single or double. You cannot do this. Python will give you an error for doing this. Okay, and to prove it to you that these are strings and all that, I will show you. So we have this small piece of code, which is called function type, and you pass in like 1, or like this is an integer. To prove that this is an integer for you guys, you pass in this and put it inside a print. So this is basically is going to print what this type is, 1, the type 1, and it's going to print. You're going to run it. This is how you run it. Run model. And run. This is what it's going to say. Class int, integer, short for integer. You see? If you put like 5, for example, run it again. Save and run. Class int still says int. Okay. Now if you put 3.5, for example, look what it's going to say. It's going to say class float. This is a float number. So basically, the other one was integer, and this one is float. And the difference between a float and integer, how can you use them? Like, for example, in the calculator, when you're making a calculator and making all these complex calculations and stuff, this is where like float and integer come in handy. Alright, and last one is a string. You have to use a quote, single or double. Hello, and run it. Run, and class str, short for string. Alright guys, this is all I have for this video. If you think this is too much, play with it, look up some stuff online, and I'll definitely explain it furthermore in the next upcoming videos, so look out for that. And that's all I have today. Thank you, I'll see you later.